Okay, so today I wanted to make a video on the global in general, and more of a not guide, because most of my global videos have been guides, but talking about if global was a success, because a lot of JP players like me, I've been playing JP for 5 months, have been expecting global for a while, not because we just wanted to play global. I mean, a lot of us was, but mostly because we wanted the community to increase and for people to experience the game, because most people would be like, I don't want to play the game because it's in Japanese, and I don't get Japanese, so it's weird to just learn the game from scratch, and I know it. But how's global? How's been the global release? And again, this is from someone that has been playing the JP version for 5 months, I think. So I know quite a bit about the game, and I've been experienced a lot of things in the game that haven't even come out yet on global. But yeah, so I have a few bullet points here, but before I even get much deep into it, I wanted to pretty much thank how the channel has been going, because I have been I expected, right, when global comes out, I'm probably gonna get really good support and stuff, but I wasn't really grasping on how good it would be, right? And it's been great. It's been really good. So thank you for everyone that are new or have been for a while. It's just been fantastic. I couldn't want more. By the way, the gameplay in the back is from I'm playing right now while I always speak, because I like to record playing something. I get less distracted if I'm actually actively playing something. But yeah, support's been great, so thank you very much. But moving on from that, moving on from the personal stuff, right? Global has been a hit. Like, we just hit, speaking of hits, 7.7 million downloads on, they even gave us, if you've been playing, you should have received this, which is crazy because the game came out like 3 days ago. Like, it's absolutely insane that we hit 7.7 million downloads already. People have been hyping up this game for so long, and I'm very glad to see that it was a success, because if you are new to watching me, I used to have a channel that was like almost 30,000 subscribers on a game called Naruto Blazing, and that game was terrible. Like, that, legitimately, that game was terrible. And then I started playing this game, and I was like, why am I playing the other game? The other game is just terrible, and I just couldn't go back. I just couldn't make videos on that game anymore because this game was so good. That's how much better this game was compared to the other one. And then since then, I just made a new channel from scratch, 0 subs, and I was like, I'm gonna hope this works. If it doesn't, that's a yikes. But I'm so glad that it is working. But yeah, 7.7 million downloads is just crazy. Again, the game is ultra mega hyped up by everyone that plays the game, which is, you know, it helps. But I feel like it's a lot of people that, again, just saw from people saying that the game is fantastic, and it's how I like it, right? Because a lot of games, they are huge because of their IP, right? I don't want to say any names, but a lot of games are just incredibly huge because their anime is huge, right? Like, 7 Million is big, but it's nothing crazy, especially with that new season that we just had. It's like, the new season just was a nail in the coffin for the IP, kind of. In the manga is about to end, so like the IP is not big, just the game is so good. And like, talking about the reaction from the community, people have been really liking the game. I see a few people that are complaining because they are re-rolling too much and they can't pull counter Meliodas. That's mostly the complaint. I like, that's the only complaint I genuinely have seen. And the ads, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But the game has been, like, all the time I get tagged on Twitter now saying thank you for telling me about this game, because this game is so good. And it's just crazy. Everyone loves the game. They have been playing, and people that are new to the game don't even know the extent of this game gets to, pretty much, because the game only really gets starts picking up in like a month, I want to say, when we start getting more and more units. And ooh, I'm in a pickle here. Actually, no. Again, I'm playing the match. I can just petrify a gopher. Let me do this. I am not in a pickle. Man, the game is gonna start picking up in like I want to say a month or so. That's when you really start playing the game, because right now what people are doing is just, you know, I'm leveling up units because then I can actually start playing. In like a month, you start getting like, oh, I need to grind this, and then there's this new activity, because every 2 weeks on JP, they give us a new activity, like a brand spanking new activity, pretty much. Like this week on JP, we just got something new as well. Super Boss is something that's really cool as well. That's kind of, it's going to be new to global once it comes out. So yeah, in general, this game is going to start even picking up more, and it's going to be so fun when it does. Oh, this guy's going to get clapped again. But yeah, game's great. Just keep playing. If the game seems a little bit too harsh, because the game is a little bit more grindy and I want to say straight up a little bit more hard than most of the other mobile games that I've played personally. Like a lot of games, they are difficult. Like one example of a game that I know is much more difficult than Granny Cross is Fate, but it's only because Fate has the same amount of grinding. But this game has like auto farm, and you can auto farm as many times as you want on stage, which is like something so good. Like this game has so many features that other games just don't have. That are so good and just go hand in hand with the farm. And it's because the game has had multiple quality of life updates. Like I know I'm not a day one player, but I know from day one players that keep telling me that this game was so much worse at release, and they just keep progressively giving quality of life updates. And they decided, oh, global is gonna come out with most of these quality of life updates. Enough, I think we don't have on global the infinite reroll for gear. But a lot of the quality of life updates that we have on JP were released on global. So like they were like, yeah, we know this asterisk one on global because I know Dokkan Battle, there are quality of life updates on JP that took like months to release on global. And it's not even because, I guess, I was gonna say it's not the devs team fault, but it is. It is. No, but in general, the dev team of this game is just so good. Like, they had an issue with, okay, what's the plan here? Again, I'm playing. I'm playing while we talk. But they had an issue. I'm gonna go for this, yeah. Wait, I put it properly, right? Yeah, it's double Estarossa here. They had an issue with the chat in the game when you go in raids and you talk to people. Is that quality of life update is not on global yet because they knew it was a failure, and they are reverting already. Like they hear us complaining all the time and they just go with it. You know, they just, okay, you guys are complaining, we're gonna revert it, we're gonna upgrade it. So I like all the time you see on Twitter, they say, oh, I'm sorry, we messed up. Like recently, again, I talked about Super Boss. They released the best unit in the game very recently, Darieri. Best PvE in the game, however you want to call her. And they were so sorry for releasing that unit around the competitive game mode that they were like, I'm sorry, we're gonna give rewards to the people that played before she released, and also the people that played after she released, which you got like with double rewards pretty much. They were so sorry for releasing the best unit in the game that could have unbalanced the game. They were like, you can get double rewards. I'm sorry. And it's crazy because the double rewards was like 70 gems. Not 70 double, it was 35 gems and became 70. Like the dev team of this game is incredible. And I'm pretty sure the new dev, it's not a new dev team, but the people that are also managing global are also gonna give like tips for the people that are actually putting the stuff up on the game, which is in Korea. And the game is just gonna be getting better and better the more it goes, right? Now to the bad stuff, or I guess not the bad stuff, but the things that I see, mostly why I see people complain in the community, which is the ads. So JP doesn't have ads. If you play the JP version, there's no ads in the game. Like, actually, let me show you. So on global, we have 3 types of ads. One's in the gift box, which appears right here, right? And then you can watch for SR chests. Not worth it, don't do it. I mean, for beginner players, I feel like it's worth it, but in general, like, look how much gold I have. It just, SR chests is just not worth it after mid game. And then there's one that changes the discount single. So discount single in JP right now is on this banner, which rotates every day, and it costs 1 gem, right? It costs 1 gem to do the daily single, while on global it's free. You just have to watch an ad, which it adds up like every 30 days. That's an extra free multi technically compared to JP, right? Because it's 30 gems you're saving compared to JP, and these daily singles are so much worth it because of the price, right? If you compare, if you do the daily single every day, you're getting pretty much 3 multis, because the multi is 11, right? But pretty much 3 multis for the price of 1. It's very worth it. And on global, it's just for free, right? So I think it is a good change. But there's also one on the SP dungeon stage where I forgot the name of the global version. I think it's Special Dungeon. That you do 3 stages and then an ad pops up and you can roll for something. We don't have that on GP either. And it's actually so goddamn good because it can give you a gem, it can give you balls stamina, which is really good as well, or keys. Like these are, except the gold stuff, which is not even that annoying. You'd only see if you open, you do barely see it. Like it's just there. I see where people are complaining for this ad stuff, but right now as it is, I see it as a positive for the global version. The global version has advantages over the JP version, like straight up, because of these extra rewards. And again, let me go back to playing a match, or else the video gets a little bit more tedious. But the global version has that, and if the especially the SP dungeon one, if the SP dungeon one annoys you, you can turn that off. So it's like, I don't know, you can, especially because you can turn it off, I feel like it's not as intrusive. And man, it's a free single. It's literally a free single. But if I was to say, I would have preferred if they actually removed the gold one and the SP dungeon one. I think the free single for the ad is really good. That's something that every player is gonna take advantage of. But the SP dungeon one, I feel like a lot of people are gonna turn it off and not take advantage of, and it's kind of I see where it's annoying, right? But the ads on global, I'm half and half. I see why people think it's annoying, and I would say, yeah, I also don't like ads. That's one of the reasons why I actually have like YouTube Premium, right? Because I just don't like seeing ads. But at the same time, it's like, it's stuff that JP never had, and it's to me that's like kind of crazy, because usually like games make the JP version just 10 times better, right? And shaft the global version. But the global version of this game has free stuff the JP doesn't. I've been seeing comments of JP players like asking, why is this not on JP? This would actually be helpful. So again, I don't know, I'm half and half on the ad stuff. I was 100% on board with the ads when they first came out, because like, man, it's a free single. But I get why people are complaining about it. It can be annoying. But again, it's just, if you play the JP version, you would know why it's not so bad, right? Because again, we had this stuff. Ooh, I'm in a bit of a pickle. I want a Petrify King. Now I'm just gonna attack Seal because I want the ultimate. I see where people are coming from, but at the same time, I'm like, I would have preferred if JP actually had it. It would be actually very helpful. But yeah, now I only have one more point, and in general, man, the global version is great. The release of a global version from me getting more support in the beginning of the video talking about it, to people like actually playing the game. Like all the time on Twitter I see people that they were like, oh, I want to play this game but it doesn't have a JP version. Now everyone's playing. Like everyone I see on Twitter is playing it. So it's really fun. But one thing is the game gonna get synced? I've been seeing a few people asking, not that much, but a few people asking if the game is gonna ever get synced. And there is actually a possibility. Now, I don't actually think it will be, but there's a possibility just because the game is not that far behind. Even though it's 8 months, the game is ooh, Champions 1. The game is not actually that far behind banners wise. There's only like, I feel like 6 or 7 banners that the game is behind. There's a lot of units actually, but because a lot of them releasing like doubles, but it's like 6 or 7 banners behind, and they have all pretty much quality of life. And one update that Global actually had before JP was this one. So Global released with 2 key cost on the gold stage, and people are like, why does Global cost 2 and JP only cost 1? Is because this was already a planned patch on JP that actually came out after Global. Now on JP, they actually already implemented this. The gold dungeon costs 2 keys, but you also get double gold, and that's exactly what Global had from beginning. So that's a patch that Global got before JP. So I feel like quality of life updates, and I'm pretty sure quality of life updates will be synced. If not, some might even come to Global first. And they might even make some Global first units and some synced Global units, and they might catch up. Like, I do believe Global can catch up, and at that point, I feel like playing global is better than playing JP, which is also a point here I actually had. Is playing global better than playing JP? I think so. Mostly because if you start JP right now, there's so much to do. Like look at my box right here. Look at how many units you have to level up, right? If you start from global, there are so many less units to worry about. And also there's so much less to do. JP, if you start from scratch right now, there's so much to do. You don't want to start JP right now. I would really recommend playing global, just because of the lesser amount of stuff. And it's still a lot of stuff. It's just JP has 10 times more. Counting everything, right? And you will be behind. If you start on JP right now, you will miss out on activities because, as I said, every 2 weeks we get a brand new activity. Like right now we have this new activity right here that's gonna be just here for 2 weeks that we get actually really good rewards. If you start on JP right now, you're gonna miss this up. You're gonna miss these rewards. So I feel like if you play global and you just go in, right? You just keep playing. You will not miss any celebrations. You will not miss any rewards. I personally missed on they gave for free 6 copies of Green Lilia, which is a character global should have in like I want to say 2 months or so. This unit is like it was given for free for everyone 6 copies, so you could 6-6 her. But as you can see, I only have 1 copy because she's actually unfeatured unit on original character banners. Too much to explain. I'm just gonna leave it as that. So I've only pulled her once, and if I had started from the beginning, I would have 6 copies of her and some other stuff like the slime collab units. I only have 1 of them. I actually have 2 of them. I haven't started the star. And if I had played when it came out, I would have had them all. So it's like a lot of stuff, and you'll miss, especially man, you'll miss out on this guy. Wait, where is him? Where is Green Demon Meliodas? Oh man, I hate the box in this game. I absolutely hate the box in this game. It's so messy. Green Demon Meliodas right here. He probably will never come back. Like, if he comes back, he's just in New Year's because he's a New Year's unit. Unless they bring it to global differently. I would love that. If they actually bring him back to global as part of another celebration or just as a regular banner, and they just also bring to JP as a regular banner, I would love that. But maybe they won't, so you'll miss out on a lot of stuff that JP has already had, that global will have in the future, but he hasn't had yet. So I do think starting JP only if you really want. If you want to start playing Grand Cross in general, global is where it's at. Okay, so this is my video sucking off global, pretty much. That should be the title, because I was excited. The game is the same, so I'm not playing global as much. I know my boy Kabuki has been going hard on global, but I've not been playing global as much because, as I just showed my box, like I've been playing JP for, this is just the green units. I've been playing JP for months, and I've already achieved like a lot of stuff that if I just play global right now, I'm gonna have to achieve it again, you know? So it's like, to me it's not as rewarding to play global again, but new players, the game's fantastic. The game is phenomenal. I love this game. Again, I quit my channel that was already doing well to start a brand new channel that I had no idea if it was gonna do well because I just love the game. If that's that's stupid, but that's what I did. Okay, thank you guys for watching. And again, thank you for the support. That's it in the beginning of the video.